This is a grandmother carrying the entire country. This is how we call it old is gold. Because this grandmother, and this is what we are talking about, older women in our society. Can you imagine how big their burden? Carrying their children, their grandchildren, and even grandchildren within themselves. My wish is to see another person happy. Number 2, I noticed that these older people, they fought for our freedom. And as the country, we have not yet appreciated them. My goal is to see a country where older people enjoy their dignity in life. Older people, they have come telling me they have been raped, and I don't think they are able to go to police station and say the same. But these are the information that the government misses, and even the society itself. You'll find that a lot of older women are abused by their grandchildren and even some relatives and neighborhood. And because of shame, they cannot speak it out. They are not as old as useless. Yeah. They still can do weaving, like now you see here. Yeah. You have seen, they have already started a basket. Wow. And then yes, hakuharibiki jambo. Imagine this is a recycled material. Yes.
Welcome to another episode. Thank you so much for always coming back to appreciate our work, to support our work. If you are watching for the first time, my name is Yasmin Aurelia Ngina. Welcome to the show. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel at Yasmin Aurelia Ngina. Now, when was the last time you visited your grandparents? Probably last year on December during the festive season. Or maybe you're not planning at all. Have you ever asked yourself, what do our grannies do to spend their time? How do they spend their time to fight against boredom and loneliness? In today's episode, I'm happy to meet Elijah. He's doing an amazing job catering for the older generation. He has created a safe haven for the older people, making sure that they can create a space where they can share their stories, they can sing, and they can feel appreciated. So let me welcome him to the show, and he can take us around.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my name is Elijah Mwegah, as you said. I'm the founder and CEO, Karika. Karika is an acronym of Kenyan aged people require information, knowledge and advancement. We are located here in Riruta, Dagoretti South. We are just behind the Riruta police station. Oh. We are called Karika, you can see here. And I wish to take you around and see the older people. Thank you for coming here. And I want to show you how we take care of our older people on a daily basis.
Have we neglected them?
I would say yes. Majority of older people have been neglected in Kenya by both the government and also the community. The children have been so much on their lives forgetting the roots that we came from. It is very sad for Kenya to see how hardworking we are, but you'll find in every homestead, you'll find an older person complaining against the young generation. This is how much we need to act on how we address the needs of our older people.
It's so interesting, but yes. Before we continue, please yes. Take us inside yes. And show us around.
Thank you. Welcome, Karika.
Yeah, welcome. Come with us.
We always believe that old is gold.
Wow.
And gold is not something that can be put in a hurry. Yeah. We have to secure it. Therefore, we tell our community, our government, these older people, they are gold, and gold is never exposed. Yeah. Therefore, we believe in it. Here, I want to appreciate the government of Kenya for first offering this piece of land to Karika.
Wow.
So where we are working in is a government land donated to Karika as an organization advocating for the rights of older persons. I really want to appreciate our local leadership because they saw the need to give us this space. Then Karika cannot survive alone. Therefore, we have well-wishers, people of goodwill who comes to support the project. Like, for example, you can see this facility is a public toilet, which we have done it through the support of Rotary Club of Nairobi, Laughington.
Interesting.
They donated the money to build the toilet, and this toilet is producing biogas, which we are supposed to be cooking for our older people through it.
Are you using it?
Yes, we have been using it. The facility itself is age friendly, and this is an example of what we want the government to do to give to our older people, especially in the cities. You'll find in Nairobi County a lot of public toilets, but they are not age friendly. You find when older people go to city, they don't want to go to the toilet. Why? Because they are managed by young people who sometimes the floor is full of water, and sometimes the older people have torn shoes, so they have no security in terms of infection. But also you look at how are they serving the people who cannot squat, people who have the wheelchairs and such. Therefore, as Karika, when we started thinking about this toilet, we wanted to do it as a sample to the county government. Here we have a special toilet. It works well for people with wheelchairs. When they come in, the doors are opening both sides. You can open in and also go out. A good example is very hard for you to find such in Nairobi County. Therefore, somebody on a wheelchair cannot go in and come back. This is also something very clear, that when they are sitting, they have to have their rails to support themselves. This, we did it because we have seen many of our older people are not able to squat. For ladies, for gents. As well, we have shower rooms. But a very special thing I want you to see here is that this toilet, we are tapping the stuff which is producing now the biogas. Through this machine, we are able to tap the gas, take it to the kitchen, and we are using it there. So the toilet is serving us in terms of releasing ourselves and also giving energy to cook. This is very key and very important to us.
And the fact that it's also friendly. I love it.
And for the gents, we have shower rooms. You'll find that we have a lot of older young people within our society who are working for matatus, or even the police officers next to us. They want to come and shower because they worked overnight. So we have set these bathrooms where they come and shower.
They shower for free?
No, we charge. When they shower, we are charging 30 shillings. For toilet services, we charge 10 shillings. And therefore, this has become a facility for the community around us. And the little money we get, it serves us for the older people, because we have to buy food, we have to support on medical issues, and also we have to buy detergents.
The place looks so clean.
Yes.
I love it. And then there's no any smell.
Yes.
It's so friendly to the older people. I just love it.
Thank you.
It's so relaxing.
Yes.
The fact that it's a toilet.
Thank you. Yeah, we always encourage, and this is where what we want the government or the local government to give us at the city center. If we go there at the city center, we want to find the toilets like these ones, not smelling, not wetty, and also facilities where we can squat or sit down. This is what we are calling age-friendly facilities in the city. We want to age gracefully in our cities.
I love this, the way the door is wide.
Yes.
I think this is something that even the public toilets can adopt.
Oh yes, oh yes. All the public toilets should have this. And
Yeah,
even
it's
when
very-
you go in, now you have this piece of wood. You can lock in, do your stuff, and then come out.
Yeah, and then it's comfortable for the older people. I just love it.
Yes, yes. Just nice. And also you note that the manager of this toilet is here. She's also
She's
an
the
older.
one. Wow.
Yes.
Sasa mami, uko aje?
Salama.
Uko poa? Nafurahia kukuona.
Haki, asante.
Unasikia aje?
Nasikia poa.
Uko poa, umeamka poa?
Nimeamka poa.
Kazi hapa
Kazi hapa ni poa.
iko poa kabisa.
Smart.
Nafurahia sana. Wanakuita aje?
Naitwa Teresia Nato Kini.
Poa. Umezaliwa tu huku?
Nimesajua Lodwa.
Lodwa.
Ndio.
Alafu pia mami, I've noticed usafi hapa ni wewe ndo una make sure kila kitu kiko sawa.
Umesikia harufu yote pale?
Sijasikia hata hivi mpaka hata mtu anaweza kaa kulia hapo. Unafanya poa. Hata umeshinda vijana wengine. Hapo unafanya poa. Na bado uko na nguvu. Tuendelee. Ofisi yako ni wapi?
Hapa.
Pia ni safi.
Usafi. Ya hapa.
Oh, ni hapa mtu akikuja.
Mtu akikuja nampatia hivi. Mtu akikuja nampatia hivi.
Na mtu analipa pesa ngapi?
Shilingi 10.
Shilingi 10. Na mwenye anataka kuoga?
Nienda kuoga 30.
Mama.
Kwa kazi yako lazima upende na roho pia apende. Utaweza kukosana na watu. Ukiona ukosana na watu, bebeleze, mwambie kuna hivi na hivi. Unaona? Sasa kwa vile wewe unataka hizo pesa. Unaona? Unataka hiyo pesa na ikusaidie.
Lakini pia space ya Karika pia inakufanya una feel happy pia, si ndio?
Naopenda. Naopenda sana. Kwanza kama mkubwa wangu. Ananipenda, huyu ndiye aliniita hapa.
Tangu kuja huku umebadilika aje?
Si ndio amebadilika, nilikuwa nimekuja vibaya. Lakini sasa niko na nguvu.
Hata naona. Sasa mami, tutakuja kuongea. Wacha tembee kidogo. But nafurahia kazi unafanya. Usafi. Umepatia hata vijana changamoto.
This side we believe wood is gold, and the older people, a man and a wife, they take care of the children. These children, under their care, they suffer a lot because they are no longer able to work hard labor to earn for their living. Therefore, we call upon the communities around us to support the older people, to bring up new generation which has no parents because of HIV/AIDS or any other cause of death. Actually, Karika, we believe on growing self-help solutions. We don't depend on donor, we don't depend on anybody, only the well-wishers, people who have no plan to die young. They understand what we are here. Yes. So we emphasize on healthy issues, balanced diet, and also we talk about the kind of diseases that are always affecting the older people. One being cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, physical activities is an issue, smoking, or sometimes they bring all this. So chronic lung diseases and such. When we are here, we remind them all the time about this, and we warn them not to do those behaviors that can bring this kind of diseases.
At the moment, do you have some older people that have this?
Of course, yes. We have a lot of them. Yes.
And how do you help them?
We refer them to hospitals, but also we avail some little support to buy medicines. And for those who are critically sick, we refer them to hospitals, and also we talk to their families as to how they should handle them. Here we have a plan to go up later. We need to bring a youth project on top of our roof so that they can be supporting and learning about older people.
Wow, I love that.
You love this?
Elder abuse. Yeah, I love that.
Very good.
Are people still abusing elder people?
Of course, all the time. All the time. Sometimes deliberately, sometimes it's not deliberate. They lack the information. That is why we have Karika to educate the people, the society. Here, inside here, we have medical rooms, one for the doctor or a nurse, and the one for keeping like a pharmacy, where you can have some medicines. But it is not yet operating because we don't have the equipment like freezers, cold freezers, where we can install the insulins, such things that require a proper care. Therefore, we are still working on that. When we are working, we always base our work on Article 57 of our Constitution 2010. What does it say about the older people? It speaks well about the older people, that older people belong to the family and also the government. And therefore, they have right to these issues. But are we telling our older people the rights that they have constitutionally? Yeah, quite.
We are not.
That is why we like putting everything on the wall. And also, the reason why we are having strength to work is because, like for me, I believe that my gray hair is an asset, not a shame.
Yeah.
When we see older people on gray hair, we start laboring and calling them names, which is not true.
And then there's another one.
Yes, old age is a blessing, not a curse.
Wow.
Imagine a family where the older people, they are taking care of their grandchildren. Even in the evening, when the grandchildren are learning, they learn together with the grandfather and the grandmother.
Yeah.
That is what we are admiring to see in our society.
Are we still experiencing people abusing our grandmothers?
Oh yes, our young people, especially youths of today, when they are influenced by the drugs and such, they can do anything. And there are so many cases unreported because older people, they have come telling me they have been raped, and I don't think they are able to go to police station and say the same. But these are the information that the government misses, and even the society itself. You'll find that a lot of older women are abused by their grandchildren and even some relatives and neighborhood. And because of shame, they cannot speak it out. It should be stopped. And that is why we have leadership as from the chief, the local Nyumba Kumi, and even the police. We are calling upon the leadership to stop this. How should they stop it? Because we have Nyumba Kumi, we have community health promoters. Do we monitor every household to know that our older people are safe? Or are we silent and focused on the young children and the youths?
Recently, have you received any case on that recently?
Of rape, not, but for abuse and killings, they are here. Like the lady you have found at the toilet.
Yeah.
I found her and her husband living on the roadside because they could not afford any house. They had no food. Nobody wanted to assist them. So I called them. They are living here in Karika, and we are feeding them. Even as she does the toilet services, she gets some income, and also we feed them in the house.
I love the fact how she's happy. You cannot even know that she was living in a very miserable place.
If only you had met her.
Hey, even she looks beautiful.
Yes.
I'm so happy for
that is now the Karika. We want to change the lives of our older people.
Yeah.
Then here, you can now see hapa we have Amboseri, we have Latina, we have Gashui, we have Kabiro, we have Mutego. These different names, they are villages within Dagoretti North and South, where we have about 35 groups of older people. Instead of them coming here, we go to meet them from their locations, and this cuts the cost of them coming and even the energy. When they meet around where they are living, it's good that they are relating, and if ever one is sick, they can identify easily.
So do you meet them weekly, or what time do you meet them?
Okay, they meet weekly, but for us as an office, we have to go there not every week because of the numbers. We go there oftenly. And also another thing we do, we call their leadership to come here and we train them. Nearly every week we have a group training, and we do this because we want to keep the focus of Karika.
Oh, nice.
Yes. You asked me about Karika name?
Yeah.
It's already there.
Yeah, I've seen it.
But even if you look at it, this is a grandmother carrying the entire country. This is how we call it old is gold. Because this grandmother, and this is what we are talking about, older women in our society. Can you imagine how big their burden? Carrying the children, their grandchildren, and even grandchildren within themselves. How many households in our country do have the older people leading the family? And how many children in our society are being led by such families? Who is supporting this family? Because the older woman or older man is already past the age of employment. Where do they get their food? Where do they get their school fees? How do they dress them? That is why Karika is here. You can see we do a lot of home visits, feeding programs, and even doing home-based care. Sometimes you have to provide adult diapers, walking sticks, hearing devices, crutches, wheelchairs, because these people, they cannot survive without them. Where do we get them? We call upon the community, well-wishers to give us, because we cannot manage to buy as an organization. Talking to the policy makers, talking about Inua Jamii, which is also very key to older people. We thank the government for coming up with the initiative, though it has a lot of complications. Many older people are still waiting to benefit from cash transfer, and we are calling upon the government to work on it, because this is the cause of so much problem in the leadership of our country. You'll find the majority of those who are not benefiting are complaining and cursing the government. We need to work on it to make sure that our older people, instead of cursing, they are blessing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Santeni sana. Here, suggestion box.
Yes. We cannot read such a big number of older people without having them giving us suggestions as to how they want to be guided.
I know kuna wengine maybe older people wanaweza kuwa wamesahau kuandika.
Yes.
Do you find difficult wakiandika their suggestion wameweka hapa, unaelewa kenye wamesema?
Yes, and you should also know, because they are in groups. Sometimes they suggest and it is written, it is put here.
Someone write for them.
Yes, within the groups.
Any request that they once suggested and you implemented?
Of course, many of them, like now, for those who are having cash transfer through the banks, there's a time they went, Equity Bank did not have a toilet, and they suggested they want a toilet. Wow. And they wrote it down here. When I opened, I saw it. We had to call Equity Bank staffs. They came here, we raised the concern, and today they have the toilet.
Oh,
that is a plus.
That's so nice.
Now they are learning about small and micro businesses. We want to empower them to start doing whatever they are doing in the community. Can we exhibit? Can we take them to the trade fair, Nairobi Trade Fair? They start fetching some income through their activities. They are not as old as useless. Yeah. They still can do weaving, like now you see here. Yeah. You have seen they have already started a basket. A very good activity. They are learning how to weave the basket. And when they are in a group, they do a lot. And this hard work sometimes is lost because we don't highlight it.
And then we don't also
imagine how much wisdom they have. They have done all these baskets.
Do you sell them?
Oh yes, they are here for selling. Yes, yes. If you can remove, no problem.
Wow. And then
yes, hakuharibiki jambo. Imagine this is a recycled material. Yes.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
And
you
then we
should
have
buy
several.
because once you buy one, we promote another person.
Yeah.
What we normally do, we buy the materials. When we sell, they weave. When we sell, we just take a little money for buying back the materials, and also some 20% huwa inaenda kwa group. Then the rest goes to the one who did the weaving.
Oh, that's nice. Like for this one.
These are papers. These are waste papers, for your papers,
Foil.
foil papers.
Who did this one? Any idea?
She's holding the other one.
The one who is wearing white.
Maybe we talk to her later. Yes.
It's so beautiful. Let me try.
As a way mrefu. Yes. So I put it there.
Thank you.
No problem.
They are doing an amazing job. Look
Yes.
at this. Hey.
Yes.
Hey. So this one goes for like how much?
I allow them to sell.
Oh, you allow them to sell?
Yeah, not me. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Hey, this is so nice. Elijah,
Yes.
where do you sell them? Do you have international market also? Because I know internationally there are some people who are interested.
These products, when we make them, actually this is why we are now coming up with the initiative of bringing MSEA, or the micro and small medium enterprise department, because we have been selling among ourselves within the society. Like this now is a bag to carry the phone. They make it as easy as it is, but it is selling. They can decide how much they sell it at. But we want to sell them even outside now. And this is why we are working with the government departments to see if they can introduce our older people to the market today.
Do you have a website?
Of course, yes. We have our website and we put them there. Our website is karikakenya.or.ke.
So if someone interested, you can check their website and order to support our older people.
That is true.
Yeah.
You see, they have done the groundnut butter. We encourage them not to stay idle in the house. By so doing, they fight arthritis, they fight the mental challenges, and also their sight works well. That is how we support them psychologically.
Everything is very beautiful.
Yes.
Look at this.
Yes, so does, and they are happy, they are engaged during the day.
So I've met one of the teachers who is helping out the older generation, creating awareness and also educating them. So introduce yourself and tell us today's session, what you're teaching them. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. I'm Janet Kamotho.
Yeah.
Work with Microtransment Enterprise Authority. Na tuko hapa kwa ajili ya kufunza wanabiashara. Kwetu tunawaitanga wanabiashara.
Wow.
Na this time tunalenga wanabiashara wenye miaka imeendelea ama the older person. Na sana sana chenye tunawafunza si mambo mageni, ni kujikumbusha vile tunafaa kufanya biashara. Yale mambo tunafanya kila siku tuone kama inaweza kutusaidia tukikuja pamoja. Tunataka tujue zile biashara wanafanya wako na nguvu ya kuzifanya, nguvu kibinafsi. Kitu kingine tunataka kuangalia kwa hizo biashara ni nini tofauti itafanya mteja aache kununua kwa ile biashara nyingine akuje anunue kwetu. Wow. Kuna kitu wanafanya tofauti na wengine ambayo itafanya their business unique from others, ambayo itafanya nini? Ita attract customers kwao. Na jambo lingine tunataka watu angalie kwa biashara zao ni wanajua kumarket biashara zao.
Na labda nikuulize mwalimu, unajua saa zingine unapata our grannies saa zingine wanasahau, labda juu ya wanasahau vitu sana. Wewe kama mwalimu wao umewafundisha, wakikuja kesho wanakongo wamesahau kenye umewafundisha, na unawahandle aje?
Ndio wasisahau. Ndio unaona tunaweka kwa group discussion. Ndio tunaweka kwa group discussion ndio waweze kuongea pamoja. Once tumefanya group discussion, tunaweza sasa kujadiliana. Kujadiliana vile wamekaa pamoja, wamefanya interrogating their businesses kulingana na hiyo mkakati wa biashara, na ndio sasa akitoka hapo hataweza sahau. Kusema kweli itakuwa ngumu kusahau, kwa sababu class ya adult sio ile ya kuandika kwa kalamu, kama kuandika kama ile tunafanya KCP ama nini. The adult class inakuwa engaging, also inafaa kuwa even visuals. So for them to make sure that wajasahau, ndio tumeweka kwa group discussion. But we may also have to do a follow up. Kama ile mambo ya record keeping, ikiwezekana tunaweza kufanya follow up. Tuende kwa biashara kadhaa tuone kama ile mafunzo tuliwafunza wanatimiza.
Sawa. Asante sana for your time.
Yes, and you see like this one?
Yes.
They make.
Wow.
And these are good for when it is very cold. They have to warm themselves. They are doing here and they are selling. You see, like for young ladies, they can feel good. Yeah.
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
then
it is warm.
It feels warm, yeah.
Yes.
And then it's stylish also.
Oh,
the
yeah.
color,
Yeah.
pink for the girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is it.
Yeah.
They do the bed covers. So instead of remaining in the house for a long time without doing anything, and sometimes they are bored, they can do all this work. You see now, this is a good and complete product that they are doing within their houses.
Wow.
Other than being alone, they keep themselves busy.
Yeah. Hey,
It's big. It's big. You can see it.
Can serve as a blanket.
Yes, we fold it from here and then take it from this side. Yeah.
Wait.
This is a work they can do for a whole month doing the weaving. Then they join the pieces and now they can sell.
Oh.
Yes.
Like this one, is it one person has done it?
No. They do combined effort.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow, interesting.
Yes, so we are still proceeding. Maybe I show you the rest. You see, now we have a plan to build for them permanent house. We already started with this one ahead of us.
Wow.
You asked me about dementia.
Yes,
And I told you already we have a lot of older people coming attacked by dementia. So I thought it's good to build this house for them.
Wow.
But unfortunately, when I was still building, there's a children's home which was burnt during
nearby.
the night. So when the house was burnt, the leadership asked me if I can offer them a shelter. Therefore, they are sleeping here, the children now, waiting for their project to build another house. So meantime, we are accommodating the children. They are sleeping here every day.
And for those grannies,
yes.
Since you have said this place now they're not using it,
yes.
Where are you taking them in case a case arises? Where do you take them?
Thank God, currently we don't have one. But nice. Also, right now we are rescuing one older man whose wife was burnt in Moranga, Kiharu.
Oh, so sad.
So he's living in another room separately.
Oh,
yes.
Still at your place. I'm so happy with what you're doing.
Yes, and then here, much as we do all those activities, we still do the chicken layering.
Wait.
To keep these older people busy. They do the turkey and they do the chicken. Yes.
Okay, I'm so happy. Any watu huku wanafanya vitu ni vile watu wajajua.
Hawajajua. Yeah. That is true.
Okay, I'm so proud of you.
So karibu kwa ofisi yetu.
Asante tena, Elijah.
Yes, thank you. Oh, I have my son here. Thank you.
So Elijah, I've noticed that you have a lot of pictures. What do this picture mean to you? Maybe you have a lot of them.
These pictures are good to me because they remind me of where I've been and how far I've worked. Like for example, I already told you about what we normally do for our future. This is an organization that has the name Doing Goods. The Good Deeds Day. whereby it reminds me of another people around there in the world that are doing good things. So to me, I'm also part of it. I do good to our older people, to our society, and I'm very happy with it. This one, they gave us 2023, but we are also planning for this year.
Which one of them is so dear to you?
This one you see here.
This one?
Even this one and that one. This one I took in Dar es Salaam when we were talking about East Africa and older people. How do we perceive our older people in the East African countries? What goods are we giving them? And especially on social protection. Are we protecting our older people as Africa or even East Africa? This is a very concern I have. Right now we are talking about African Union, which is coming in August, September, and we are thinking on drafting a document that we want to call high-level African leaders to see what they are doing to push the UN for a UN convention on the rights of older persons. So when I think of this, I see I'm not alone. In other countries, we have people who are still pushing the same. Looking at others, see, like this one is our member of parliament. I went to him, I talked about the older people and how he should be treating our older people. What is he doing in our parliament if he cannot speak about the older people? The same, this was taken when Matiang'i was the secretary to the state, and we talked about security issues. I'm happy about it because we took the issues of older people to him. Then here, the first lady, the former first lady, Mrs. Kenyatta.
Wow.
We went to her. You remember her project was about postnatal women and a girl child, and she had forgotten about the older people issues. When we met her, we talked about it and she received it well, but unfortunately their term ended without performing anything good we can say she did for the older people. This is very serious. We have to tell the country leadership that these older people are the key people who should be given first priority. I like national museums because they give us room for older people to go without paying. I'm happy they have been supporting their grandchildren in school to go to national museums.
Wow.
Do we ever get a chance as older people to see what is there in the museums? Now I talk to the National Museum leadership,
Elijah,
and they give us chance.
Wow. We've been walking around. I've seen some of the work that you're doing for the older generation. 20 years of doing all this.
Yes.
How does it feel? And you're still strong.
This is not a long time.
For me, it's 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, it's a lot. Because
Yes.
there's some people who start something,
Yes.
and then there's something all along, it gets shattered. But for you, Karika is still going strong and even more years.
One, the power that it drives me to see like it is just the other day is that I've not yet met my goal. My goal is to see a country where older people enjoy their dignity in life. And you can see in our country, older people are still struggling, not really recognized, and even they don't have time for themselves because of the leadership we have and also the kind of society we are leading. Therefore, to me, 20 years has been like a very short time. I'm even wondering how it has been that 20 years have gone. Why? When I started this Karika, I started it on an open air under the tree, telling some few people about what we can do for our older persons. And it was like very difficult to make the members of the community understand why we should help our community. I also went to a rental house where I could rent houses, and that time I could see years as very long because every month you are supposed to pay. Sometimes we don't have money to pay for the rent, but they keep on coming. I remember sometimes the landlord could come and close the house because we are not able to pay. These are challenges that I have passed by. But the truth of the matter, when I was doing all this, I was feeling that I'm justifying my wish in this world. One, my wish is to see another person happy. Number two, I noticed that these older people, they fought for our freedom. And as the country, we have not yet appreciated them. And if ever we tried, we went the wrong direction, because I remember the second president of Kenya, Mheshimiwa Moi, had something to do with the Mau Mau Suja. He could give a medal. But I kept on thinking, why a medal? This medal, you cannot go to the shop and buy food with it. You cannot feed the children. You cannot even board a matatu and pay with the medal. So I felt like we are not appreciating the older people as it is supposed to.
So please, Elijah, take us back 20 years ago when you were thinking about starting Karika. What was happening?
About Karika, starting Karika, it doesn't start within the 20 years. It started before 20 years. I think I should say I started because of the background of where I was born. When I was born in a family which was not very good economically.
Where were you born?
In Kiambu. And my father died when I was joining Form 1. I could not manage to take me through the school, and therefore I was educated by teachers who had the willingness to sponsor me. That is how I got my education as to secondary school. That was 76 around there. And now you see, they gave me the education and they did not belong to our family. And you know, now this, I felt like I need to give back. After getting all that support from well-wishers, why don't I give back? But thank God, when I left school, I joined the Ministry of Transport and Communications, where I worked.
That is after university?
No, I never went to university.
Oh, you never went to the... Oh, so after secondary, you already joined?
I joined the ministry. And during the working period in the ministry, I was attached to the retirement benefit unit, where retirees could come and claim their benefits. I found that many older people, when they retire, they could not access their benefits because of corruption within the offices. Sometimes the files are hidden, and sometimes there's about, you did not treat me well when you were in the office and such. Those small things that made me see that even if I'm working, I'll still have to wait and suffer like the others. And not forgetting, when I was born and when my father died, our uncles, who are the brothers of my father, disinherited my mom. And they took some properties from our mom. As a result, I felt bad for my mom that by then I was so young, I could not stop them. We lost some properties, and it doesn't matter. But it made me think, in the society, older women are suffering, disinherited, abused, and many things. Then when I came to the office, I found that older people, older retirees, they were also abused in the office. Therefore, life is not normal. And I started thinking, if they fought for freedom, and now they cannot benefit from the labor they have done, and then the women in the village cannot get support from the government, because I tried even at one point to see, there was on radio, pesa ya malipo ya uzeeni. All the time I could hear Len and Mabel repeatedly saying this, and I thought my mom could be a beneficiary of the same. But when I went to establish this, I found that this is an act of parliament of 1966, which only works for the employees. Now, my mother never had the chance to be employed, neither did my father, and therefore they do not benefit. I started wondering, why do we call it national and it cannot benefit every Kenyan? The same case to the National Hospital Insurance Fund. I felt like I'm doing zero for my parents because they cannot benefit out of my sweat. And this is how I created, I started developing the need to fight a second war, which is now not Mau Mau war, but the rights of older people who fought Mau Mau, and they got the freedom for Kenya, and they never got rewarded.
We have seen the majority of people who are affected due to dementia, the older generation. Have you come across such, and how did you handle it?
Yes, I've met, like last year, I think I met more than 10 older people who suffered dementia along the road, and they are always brought here by the chief of the DO. That is now, people came to market to buy their goods or even go to their businesses, and somehow along the line, they forget, they develop dementia. They don't know where to go, and sometimes they are picked by the community and they taken to the chief or the police station. When they are brought there, they know Karika is the only organization handling the issues of other people. I've seen it happening, and I'm worried because our society, sometimes they don't understand. This is why I always call the Minister of Education to introduce a curriculum on aging and how we age from schools to the secondary school and to the universities. Why? We should know when we can be affected or infected by this kind of diseases. How I handle them when they come, I have to keep them with us. I already shown you some rooms I'm building, and I still on the progress building because these numbers are increasing every now and then. These people, when they develop dementia, sometimes it takes them longer to remember or to recover, and you can find that they even have forgotten where they come from, the names of their children, even the IDs. They don't know where they have kept. So you have to keep speaking, and I think this is also an area that we need to tell the government. We need psychologists who understands geriatrics, because when we are aging, we need a department of aging population in Kenya, where people can understand how we age, how we develop our own selves, and how we continue losing the ability either to remember, mentor, or even to do things. These are things that we need to know. Here at Karika, we do a lot of dancing, speaking to one another, and through this, you'll find somebody who had forgotten remembering.
Now, Elijah, what
Yes.
are some of the worst cases that you have encountered or come across about our grannies, the older generation?
The worst is it has happened. We have lost a lot of them, but the worst was like 2 years ago. One of the ladies came here, very jovial and happy, healthy, but she collapsed here.
What was the problem?
She had other complications, and I didn't know she had not taken medicine. So when she came, they were dancing, and she danced, and somehow she collapsed. She fell down. We tried to do first aid, but could not make it. So we took her to hospital. On arrival to hospital, after 30 minutes, we were told that she has passed. That was the worst because, one, I had no money for the procession. Number two, I did not have the contacts of our children. Yeah, actually, these grannies, some of them are brought by their family members, but others, they come alone. They come as from far as from Dagoretti Donyo.
How do they know the place?
I think they spread the gospel, and also the fact that Karika is now old. Nearly everybody in Dagoretti knows about Karika, so they know, and I am happy. I enjoy a lot of privilege that from the community, they relate me with the older people. Wherever they see me, they see an older person. So through the word of mouth, every older person knows that we are here.
Do you feel the family setup have forgotten about their grandparents? They're not taking care of them. That's why we have a lot of issues that are affecting our older generation.
Yeah, I want to say and repeat it, that the economy today, our young children, they are leaving schools, going for greener pastures wherever they want to go. Sometimes Qatar, sometimes wherever, Dubai and all this, greener pastures. When they go there, they don't come tomorrow. And even the ones who are working here, they want to stay far from their parents. And also they have their entitlements. They have to do their course as parents. So sometimes they don't find enough time to interact with their older people. And even it is abusive somehow. You see, with every development, there is the side effect. Like now we have our phones, we have the M-Pesas. This makes many young people never go to see the parents because they can talk and they can also send money. This has developed a lot of disconnect within our society. And you'll find that many older people, they live alone, not because they don't have the children, because the children are busy somewhere. Yes.
And I love the fact that you have created, I call it heaven, because
Yes.
we are really created a space where they can come, interact, socialize, sing, something that we are not doing back at our homes. Yeah. So as we wind up, thank you so much for creating time. Wanasema kwa Kiswahili, palipo wazee
Hakuharibiki jambo.
hapajaharibika. So what's your message to the government and also to the community as well?
Thank you. My appeal to the government and the community is that you should always remember old is gold. About the government, you'll never be happy enjoying leadership until you are blessed by our older people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll finish by saying what he has said. Old is gold.
Yes.
Thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos. Please, let's take care of our older generation. Thank you so much. Until the next video we meet.